Jen Cassell here. I am back with another design team project share and tutorial for Scrap Diva Designs. This is a sneak peek of the November release. I will be using the Carousel box with drawers set. New in November, so good. Before we get started, here is her website and all of the info on the back. Make sure to use that hashtag Scrap Diva Designs for some amazing inspiration. And as always, if I've inspired you in any way, please feel free to use coupon code GEN10 to save at the shop. I do get a small kickback and it helps me continue to create free content for you guys. So let's dive into this gorgeous box. So, oh my goodness, so cute. I did a couple of tiers. There's 4 boxes on each tier. And yes, it does rotate. I love a spinning element. As you know, a lot of my organization dies, I do use a spinning element to it, and I will show you and link in the description box what I used to create the rotating element. So good, you guys. So this is pretty generously sized. It's about 6 inches in diameter. Like I said, I have 4 boxes per tier, so 8 boxes total for this. The boxes are quite generously sized as well. They're about 2 3/4 inches this way, and then like say maybe 3 this way. So good. I love. And you could add as many tiers to this as you want. I did the 2 tiers for this, but it's really easy to put this together. I won't lie, it is a lot of die cutting. I did make the die cutting easier on myself by using an 8.5 inch platform. I used my Sizzix switch for this. And it really did make my life a whole heck of a lot easier because of the amount of cutting. So if you want to see how I created this, stay tuned. All right, we're going to get started by making the drawers first. So you need 4 of these drawers per tier. So I've already put together all of my boxes, save this one. Thank goodness the boxes are really simple to put together. So I am going to get started. I used liquid glue for this. So the die set is going to have this right here. I've already adhered my pattern paper layer. You're also going to need one of these. As you can see, I've already done a really good score on the pieces using my bone folder. And then I have 2 of these base layers. I have done this all in turquoise mist. And then I added just one of them gets the pattern paper layer. You could put a pattern paper layer on this side, but I didn't find it necessary because that is the side that is going to sit on the tier. So depending upon what kind of handle you're going to use, if you're going to use a brad, I would put your brad in at this point. I am actually just using this cute little peppermint resin piece, so I'm just going to hot glue mine to the front. I don't need to worry about putting that brad in. But once you've added your handle, if you're doing something that needs to be covered up in the back, now I'm just going to use some of my Barely Art glue. If you've never tried Barely Art, it is a great glue. I do have an affiliate link in the description box that you can save. And then once it's pressed out and dried, you're going to want to twist that paper. Just give it a little curl. Start moving that paper. And now we're going to grab our glue again, hit our tab. Now I've put 7 of these together, so lucky for you, I know which way works the best, and it is this way. At first, I glued each individual side of the box onto the bottom layer, and that just took too long. You really just don't need to do that. You can do it like this, and it comes together really, really well. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my liquid glue again, and I'm gonna fold down this tab to secure the tab that I just glued on. Next, I'm gonna come to the second tab right here, add a little glue, and bring this over. Really make sure that is nice and tight before moving on to the next step, which is going to be adding glue to this large tab. Ready? Now that we have all of their sides together, I can go ahead and start adding glue. I am going to do all of these tabs at once. So I'm not going crazy with my glue. Don't overuse glue. If you are using a good glue like Barely Art or even Art Glitter Glue, some of the Tombos out there, they dry really quickly. And you don't need, and they're great adhesion, you just don't need a lot of glue. Every time I watch a non-paper crafter do a paper crafting project, I always have to remind them, don't use that much glue. You're not using Elmer's. It's just gonna make your paper curl, and it's gonna dry very slowly. So use that bone folder and really press those tabs down with that second triangular piece that doesn't have the pattern paper on it. Okay, and then when I put this on, I'm really gonna line up that outer edge just so you get a nice seamless look on your project. Now at this point, I can go ahead and add some hot glue to my resin piece and line it up with that hole that's right in the center. And like I said, you need 4 of these to build your each tier. So for my first tier, I've cut 2 of the largest circles in the die set, and I'm gonna glue those together. All right, now I want this die, and I'm using 4 of them. You can make 2 work, but I really like the seamless look that you get when you're doing 4 of them at once. So I want these tabs to go inward, and I'm gonna take my next one and glue the tabs back to back, like so. And I'm gonna glue it together like this. Okay. Moving along, grabbing my next one, adding a little glue, right? And then I'm adding my tab. Okay. And now just glue together the last 2 tabs. And this really gives you a sturdy base for your drawers to sit on. You could do it like this if you wanted to, but like I said, I thought this gave you a much sturdier piece. Once you have your bracket put together, you can go ahead and I'm gonna line mine up. I love using a grid when I'm doing something like this. Now add some glue to my tabs. And I'm gonna do all of my tabs at once. Using my grid as a guide, I'm gonna go ahead and lay that down. And then our drawers are gonna sit inside just like this. This will rise up a little bit. Just like that, they're gonna sit, okay? Now, you could leave it like this, but I'm going to cover up my tabs. And I used the same ones that I used for this blue layer right here that I've already cut 2 out of. I cut another 4 of those. And I am going to go ahead and add these pieces. You do get one of these with the die set, so it is slightly smaller, but I really wanted to cover those tabs on the bottom, so I did not use that layer. I used this. Now we can move on to our next layer, and I'm going to go ahead and add all of my tabs. And you can go ahead and use your bone folder flipped over and really press those tabs down again. Okay, so I went in with all of my boxes. Everything is fitting together perfectly. Love it. Now I've went ahead and I cut 4 more of these tabs and put them together to create my next tier. Now, when I do this, I want to make sure that my drawers are staggered. This is going to give you a lot more stability in your design, and I'll show you what I mean. My X sits like this. For this one, I want my X to sit like this. That way the drawers are staggered on the top. My next layer, the drawer will go like this. And that will give you a much sturdier piece. Grab our X and just line everything up with that grid pattern. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my pattern paper layer to it. Okay, so I have my pattern paper layer on, and I'm going to go ahead and add the drawers that I created for this tier. So really, really cute. And I'm going to do, this is going to be the top of my box, so the top of my tier, and I've went ahead and cut that largest circle again. I've also cut that smaller circle, and then I've cut the overlay that comes with it, and I didn't glue these together because I just wanted you to see how gorgeous this is. Now, to me, this looked like snowflakes. That's why I went with a Christmas pattern, but this would be absolutely stunning for any time of year because they also are kind of flowers, you know what I mean? But just so pretty, so delicate, absolutely gorgeous die. And this would be a gorgeous background layer for a card or something like that. Just so, so, so pretty. And I will say, if you don't have a tool like this, you will want one for doing these kind of die cuts. So this is the one from We Are Makers that I received from my collab with them. It is amazing. That's what I use to get out all of those tiny little layers. I put it on a piece of foam and use the wire brush to get it all out. It's perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and layer all 3 pieces together, and I will be right back. All right, now that I have all of my tabs glued, I'm gonna pop this on top. And once again, I'm gonna kind of flip it and roll it to make sure that I have everything in the area that I need it to be. And then I'm gonna go in and individually press down those tabs. This is what I use to make the spinning element on mine. It's a 4-inch Lazy Susan. I got mine off Amazon. I will link it in the description box for you. And then I just use a little bit of hot glue on this. I'm gonna use a lot of hot glue on this actually. Work quickly. And then just pop it in the center. Okay, and you have a spinning element. All right, I have all of my drawers in, looking really, really good. Absolutely adorable. So I'm gonna decorate the top of this and I'll be right back. So I have her decorated. Let me see if I can get this. Okay, so cute. I did a 360-degree view. You can kind of see it like this. there we go. So let me talk about what I did up here. So everything is kind of hot glued at the top. I did some bottle brush trees right here, and then I covered those bottle brush trees in some beads. And then I had this cute little pink reindeer ornament. I got it quite a while back, but it was sitting in my stash and I thought it would be perfect for a little deer amongst the trees. And then I did a floral cluster up front here with a bunch of scrap Diva flowers. These are the old poinsettia and the large poinsettia that came out, as well as the romantic Chevy Chic flower from the tag set that I absolutely love. I did another one over here underneath the tree, as well as this one right here. Just so stinking cute. Everything got a layer of the snow that I like to use around this time of year. Wired stamens. I like to use those as berries this time of year, and then I use some green sprigs, but super, super cute. I love, 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 love. So this is definitely gonna hang out in my craft room over the holiday season. I can't wait to try making another one for different holidays. I did that with the rotating carousel that came out, I believe it was in September, but so, so, so cute. Love, love, love. And I hope you'll try it too. Of course, you want to stop back and check out the new dies that are coming up for the November release. Oh my goodness, so much cuteness. You will love them. Head on over to the shop. Make sure to use my coupon code JEN10 if I've inspired you. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more crafty content. I'll see you in the next crafty video. Bye.